Postal workers of Reddit, what do you need right now? How can we brighten your day when we see you on our routes? Husband delivers mail and he loves just about anything people do. From pictures drawn from kids along the route to thank you letters to cold water and ding dongs. He is appreciative of it all. You mean the snack cakes, right? I've started putting thank you notes for postal workers on the back of my mail. Fan art for USPS on the back of a card for a friend. Delivers packages, likes ding dongs. I hate to break it to you. Keep in mind the mail carriers don't have air conditioning in their vehicles. There was one that got baked alive in California last year. The collection drivers don't have a counter as well, but they don't hit the residential areas for the most part. Can confirm. You could buy them a battery powered mini fan that clips to something in their truck. Some wear water vests to keep cool. Edit. Postal employees can accept gifts up to $20. Second edit. 8 years on Reddit and got my first award. Thanks kind stranger. I have a family member that works for USPS and they need our support in whatever reasonable way you can give. Go buy some stamps. Third edit. Many of you are generous and like giving gifts to your mail carrier. Talk to them and see what sort of gift they are comfortable receiving, rather than stopping your gift giving completely. Yes, there is a rule about government employees receiving gifts, so talk to your mail carrier. That is a bunch of bullshit. I had no idea. I wouldn't be surprised if most delivery vehicles don't have AC. I delivered ice for a couple summers a while back and we kept the ice at 18F and the driver at around 700F I think. So you're covered in sweat then go right into a literal freezer. We had no radio either. Baked? Alive? Going to need more info on that one. Is that not considered a safety issue? How is that fucking legal? Former carrier here. Had one house that always left me a bottle of ice cold water. Highlight of that route. Gonna give my local USPS driver that tomorrow when I see her. I've been keeping a cooler full of drinks on my porch since COVID began for all delivery peeps. Seems to need refilling every 2 weeks. Glad to know it was helpful. Early on a neighbor had talked to our USPS reg carrier and she said with so many businesses closed, it was hard to find a drink or bathroom to use on her long shifts. As someone who cleaned pools for a few years here in Florida, I would always start my day by filling my gallon jug, but some days I wouldn't even touch it with the amount of nice people who would offer me a bottle of water or two. Even had a couple with an outdoor fridge and would tell me to take whatever, all that was in there was beer. I've always considered this, but I was wondering if people would be weirded out with the pandemic thing. Obviously it would sealed, but people are strange. I dunno, I'll give it a go tomorrow. Former carrier as well, water on a hot day is a godsend. Remember though, your mailbox is an oven in the heat. Frozen water is key. Also, just be nice. Shit's harder than you think it is. My father has been a postal worker for decades. What makes him smile the most is when people just reach out and be nice and friendly. He would always tell us stories about the people who would put a smile on his face. Notes/cards go a long way, but also just say hi and ask them how their day is going. I have the world's least friendly mailman at work, but I'm unrelentingly friendly to him. Let's see if I can wear him down and make him smile. My dad was a mail carrier for decades too. Retired a few years back. He was the least social person ever and would run away from houses where people were trying to be friendly. He may have been the weirdest man ever to deliver their mail, but all those houses, plus others, always got him nice gifts for Christmas. His favorite was tins of nuts. Edit to add, he got tons of cards and gifts every year for Christmas. Most of the gifts were food, some were weird. The weirdest gift I remember was one decorative Russian spoon. He is not Russian, neither were they. My postal man is Mario, I swear. Accent, appearance and all. If I try to strike up a conversation with him, I'm scared I'm going to call him Mario accidentally and he'll hate me. Us kids used to talk to our really old guy, like maybe close to 60s, and we would call him Granny. He would call us ma'am or mister, but mix it up. So girl was a mister and we would laugh and say no, I'm a girl. And he'd go, oh yes mister. It was great. I like to think he enjoyed us, but he's probably long gone by now. This. My dad has been a postman for 30 plus years now, and his favorite stories are the ones about those who were kind to him. It doesn't happen often on his route, but when it does, it's wonderful, and it really lights him up. Heart of service, that one. Edit, I still don't know how postage works beyond stamps. Thanks, Dad. My mail carrier made a comment about the flowers I was planting in pots on my front porch. I told her I planted them just for her. After that, I've made sure to have new plants put in through the seasons. I'm in California, so there's really just two. I put in cyclamen in the winter, which she says she loves. Cold drinks and maybe a bag of chips or something. I'm a current carrier, and seeing that stuff can completely brighten our day. Also just saying hi, or leaving a note saying thank you. I have a customer who plays tic-tac-toe with me. That's pretty fun. Honesty, anything helps, and please be friendly and understanding if something is late or missing. As of right now, a lot of this stuff is out of our control. It's coming straight down from up top and there isn't a lot we can do about it ourselves. Edit #1. I also agree that a big mailbox is an amazing option, especially if you order a lot of small packages, but don't feel like you have to replace your mailbox. If something happens to your box or you're looking for a new one, consider getting a larger box. Edit #2. To speak on things being out of our control. What we really need is for people to realize exactly what is going on with the post office and to be informed about it. The biggest thing right now isn't the mail-in ballots. Yes, this is an important topic, but it's what's behind it that is even more important. That is the declassification of the mail. The new Postmaster General wants to, and is actively trying to declassify the mail. This will have dire consequences. Right now mail is classified as first class, medication, medical docs, bills, letters, court docs, taxes, ballots, etc. Second class, newspapers, magazines, media, etc. And third class, ads, coupons, farmers market booklets, etc. This is so important because with the classification of the mail comes the standard that this mail must be delivered, whether it be sun, snow, rain, wind, virus, riots, pandemics, etc. Your mail will be delivered. With the declassification of the mail, there is no standard. The precedent that the mail must be delivered now no longer has any weight behind it. Without classification, the post office can and will delay the mail. If it isn't ready, it doesn't go out. It may not even leave the facility. This right here is so important because this will impact everyone in our country, from grandma to the largest corporations in the country. Please know that your letter carriers and other postal employees are fighting with their unions to combat this potential catastrophe. Know that if your mail is late or delayed, your mailman will apologize. Try to smile and hope he/she doesn't upset your day. Know that we are doing our best for you and fighting for the survival of the post office. Edit #3. Thanks for the Golden Awards. I'm more of a lurker than a poster, but this is something I know about and I really wanted to share it. I appreciate everyone taking the time to read this so that you know what is going on. Thank you again. Edit #4. Some postal facts. What surface do you play tic-tac-toe on? The mailbox itself? I did not know this aspect of the situation. Thank you for the information. I just left a thank you note in my mailbox tonight. Should have been doing that the whole time. Saving your comment for future referral. Looking up declassification and can't find much on Google. Have any links? If I gave my postal worker an evaporative cooling towel, do you think he'd be allowed to use it, or would that be a breach of the uniform policy? I find them very helpful, and I have a spare, new in package, I could give. Do we just put a bottle of water in the mailbox? Should we put the flag up to signal there's something in there? If I leave a thank you note, will the carrier read the envelope to see it's for them? Or do they just grab it and stick it in a pile without checking anything first? So declassified mail equals all mail slows down, no matter what it is, and may not be delivered? I'll be the grumpy mailman here and say you probably have less than 900 stops. Customer service has been scheduled out of our work assignment. We have new scanners now. They track our moves and report back when we are 5 minutes idle. There was way more mail back in the days of Cliffy from Cheers, and without the tracking half of these olders did indeed chill at the bars for the remainder of their shifts, which this added to our ever persistent scrutiny, but those were smaller routes made to balance that congestion. Average mailman walks 8 to 10 miles today. Being kind and polite is nice, but the days of Mr. McFeely walking in your house to explain how a factory he delivered to works are long gone. When the mail fails anywhere on the line, late trucks, processing plant failures etc., we are ultimately the ones that get the brunt of it. It's as if customers assume packages they ordered are handed directly to their mailman. Wanna make the lives of those grumpy mailmen better? 1. Make sure your box is labeled with the proper last names if it's multi-family. 2. Big mailbox is nice, but also give us places to hide packages. We don't want to haul that back. 3. If your mailman is grumpy like me, leaving drinks at the box is better. Handing one off is cool too, but we are busy. Small talk has been removed from our schedule. 4. Empty your mailbox. Some people don't want the junk mail or demand that I take it back, so they let it pile. I don't have time for that. I'm working with one hand most of the time. Just empty the damn box. Look, I'll take the junk mail back when you figured out how to remove commercials from local TV by talking to your cable guy. 5. And finally, we are in a pandemic. These masks are hot and uncomfortable. You're making me pull it over my face when you insist on your mail be handed to you personally. Just freaking wait. Your junk mail will still be there an hour later. 6. Bonus tip. We are not perfect, we mess up. If you get the wrong mail, just circle the address and leave it pointing up. If it's a previous resident, put a slash through it. Holding the wrong mail for a month then calling the post office about it isn't gonna do you any favors. That's actually kind of interesting when you compare it through a different lens. This is almost the exact scenario that we wish to not have with the internet and the argument for net neutrality. So in one case they want to apply a tier to a neutral service, but in the other they want to make a tiered service neutral. Both cases being the wrong answer for both situations. There's no explanation for this other than evil. Former mail carrier here. #1 Get a bigger mailbox lol. Water and treats are nice, but a box they don't have to get out at to deliver things is the gift that keeps on giving. Rural carrier. This should be the top answer. I got ice cold water homies. Jim, that big old box. We put in a mailbox when we moved here that fits a media mail vinyl album in the bottom laying flat. Our mail carrier conveyed how happy she was to my wife. It was a great feeling. We did this, and our mail carrier thanked us. We have a 500-foot long driveway. Stop blocking the mailbox when you park on the street. 1 pet peeve on any route. This and dogs. This times 1000. I'll trade in all the cold water and Gatorade that people offer if they would just stop parking in front of their mailboxes. I park on the street where I live, and I always park at least car lengths from the mailbox because I'm paranoid I'm going to inconvenience the postal carrier lol. And move your trash can once it has been emptied. Edit. Wow. Okay, what was meant was once you get home from work / school / whatever, move the trash can that is on wheels so that it doesn't sit there blocking the mailbox the entire rest of the week. You know, like most people do. My neighbors park in front of our mailbox and I feel like the mailman hates me for this. I have endless guilt. But my neighbors are definitely in their 100s and can't drive, so not sure there is much to do. There's this asshole in a bro truck that parked in front of the community mailbox. One day, his truck was gone. He said it was stolen. I think it got towed. I was happy since we could all stop by real quick to get our mail without having to maneuver around his behemoth. Also, I'm sure the carrier was happy to not have to deal with it as well. 2 weeks later, another truck appeared, same spot, but this time it was a junker, in chocks, with a piece of cardboard under it to catch oil. We live in an Hoa, but they don't care enough to remove it. How far away is enough? There is no room for my car in the driveway and I'd have to be in the neighbor's way to not block my mailbox. Cold water on a hot day, being patient with us if there are delays, somebody actually being home. to take the next day 1 PM delivery parcel you ordered. Agree on a safe place for any parcels you get so your postie doesn't have to spend extra time writing out a card. Man, I missed a package today, but I had no idea it was being delivered today because the Royal Mail tracking was down all weekend. My fiancé happened to be home too, but when he heard someone knocking, he was in the middle of taking a dump. Edit. I should clarify that the package from the UK, so the tracking was through them, but the delivery was made by USPS. Now my delivery service is shady as hell. 1 PM delivery parcel comes at 3 AM the next day, and then they leave 2 seconds after ringing the bell. Jerome, if you ever see this, it's 3 AM. I'm not awake. What about a cold day? Hot chocolate and marshmallows? Ice cold bottle of water. Don't ask them if they want it, just give it to them. None of y'all have water bottles that keep cold all day. Problem is our mail comes at all sorts of hours now. And I do mean all. Guy dropped our mail at like 10 PM last week. We also are the first house on the block, so we get no warning when they come from the cross street. We do say thank you every time now. Carrier here. All I ask is for the love of God please wear pants when answering the door. I've had straight up naked dudes sign for their package without batting an eye. Oh, the stories of awkwardness I could tell you guys. Oh, also smiles and friendliness is appreciated. But with clothes on. Edit. Thanks for all the likes and the award. You guys are awesome. Maybe there are pants in their package? Even if so, they should still put their package in some pants. Time for an AMA. I'm like 85% or my mailman saw my boobs the other day. He was earlier than usual and happened to have a package that had to come to the door. Mailbox is by the driveway and I was just walking across the living room naked. Bless him though, if he saw he didn't react at all and pretended not to. Stories please. We love awkward stories. I want to apologize for my toddler for doing this to our poor mail carrier. We are potty training, so he runs around without bottoms on 99% of the time right now. He loves seeing the mail carrier and getting packages. He will manage to spot or hear the mail truck pull up before I do and runs to our big glass patio door to wave wildly at the poor mail carrier. And the timing of our stop on their route is right at breakfast time while I'm in the middle of cooking and can't step away easily or quickly. My welcome mat literally says hang on, we are probably not wearing pants. I mean, who wears pants all day inside at home? I'd like to hear a story. It's always the guys too. Usually topless in my experience. Canada Post, and no shame whatsoever. Maybe these folks just giving you a hint that you're delivering to Nudeville, USA, where only some guys will answer the door naked to receive mail. I can't help but laugh at your misfortune, because if it was me, I'd lose my shit every day. Unless they are repeat offenders. I garden in my undies. More than once I've heard the postal working driving up to the house and have had to dive face first into the garden beds, remain still, and hope I don't get noticed. Are you going to wait around long enough for someone to put on pants? Pants. At a time like this? I forwarded this question to a relative that is a postal worker. Here is their response. Put numbers on your damn mailbox/house. Send cards/legit letters to people. Tear down your pose lockbox that nothing fits into and get an actual mailbox. Say hello but don't hold me up for a half hour BC, I don't have time to lose. Buy stamps. If you see the mailman struggling with your giant ass refrigerator box, help. Don't just watch from your porch. And for the love of God, stop asking if it's hot enough for me out here. Delivery guy here. Seconding the house numbers. Get big ass house numbers and put them somewhere I'll look for them. Point lights at them. If you order food at night, turn your heckin' porch light on. IDK, how the heck some kids were never told to turn on the porch light when expecting company. I hate lock boxes too, but I've heard that driveway mailboxes are not allowed in some hoers, so they don't really have a choice. Agreed to every one of these. Also, maybe take your psychotic dog inside when it's going ballistic outside and you see us pull up. And for the love of God, stop asking if it's hot enough for me out here. It's a hot one today, huh? I work outside too, and I hate it when people ask me if it's hot enough out. It's annoying and unnecessary and doesn't make the day any better. Okay, I know the whole joke about dogs hate mailmen's dogs go brrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrr friendly. Former rural carrier. They won't bite.
Thanks for watching. If you could like, subscribe and comment best Reddit stories for more Reddit videos.